So there's a big chunk of ice sitting right here where the boat was. And I think Peter has spring fever because he's out there hacking away at it to move it along and disappear. So it's a beautiful sunny day finally, and we're so excited. You can see him pushing blocks of ice to get around that corner, and then it can just go.
Although the lake is now open in front of our cabin, as well as our path to the mainland, both the east and north arm of the lake are still mostly iced in. Depending on the direction of the wind, we wake up each morning to find large sheets of ice that have floated in from other parts of the lake, blocking access to our cabin. The ice at this point is only about an inch thick, and by breaking it up with the boat, we speed up the process of having it float away and melt off. Temperatures are rising, and very soon all of the lake ice will be gone. Alright, so what I was doing there was just breaking up the big solid chunks of ice. A single plate of ice will take a lot longer to melt off, and if the wind blows just right or wrong, it'll blow it right in and block us from getting out. So it seems to be all smashed up now, and that allows the wind to blow it away, plus when the sun hits it, it melts a lot faster. So yeah, the channel is open and we can now freely get on and off the island as we want. Good morning. I'm getting, hopefully, our last bucket of water. As you know, in the winter months, while our water system is shut down, we draw water from the lake. We drill a hole in the ice, and now with the ice being gone, we just get it right off the end of the dock. But today's an exciting day. Our plan is to get our water system going, and that changes everything. Then it's water on demand. Then the hot water system can kick in and we can have hot showers on demand. So let's get that line in the water and get the water system going. As you can see, there's still ice on the lake. Most of it is gone, but usually in the bays, like this bay here, the ice is the last to leave and it stays quite thick. But yesterday we really wanted to get the water system going, so yesterday Carol and I went in with the boat and broke it up, and we even pushed it out into the center of the lake where the wind was blowing, and it blew it down into the main lake, and by now it's probably melted off completely. So we kind of gave Mother Nature a hand in getting the water open behind me. So now it's ideal conditions for getting the system going. Normally this is a little bit early, but it looks like there's only a few below zero or freezing nights in the forecast between now and May. So typically we open in May. So we're comfortable opening it up. If we do get a forecast for below freezing, what we'll do is insulate the pump. The rest of the system should be fine. So step number one is to get this line in the water, and we bought 100 extra feet last year of water grade piping. And so I think Dan will get in the boat and we'll attach that 100 feet and he'll start dragging it out into the lake. and then we'll have to test the pump, see if it still works. Last fall, when we put the system away for the winter, we pumped in a whole bunch of antifreeze. It's not the toxic stuff. It's what you'd use in a motorhome or a cabin. It's so the whole system's full of antifreeze because we knew we were going to be away. If we're here for the winter, we're keeping the house warm inside, then we don't have to worry about it. But we knew we were away for the coldest part of the winter this year, so the antifreeze typically takes care of all that. So, and then we just covered the pump. So once we get water going, we get the pump going, we'll just flush out all that antifreeze out of the system until it flows clean, and then we do it again, flush it equally as long, and then we should be good to go.
No, because when I was walking, by you, holding this, it was making up. All right.
That's how it stays here.
Oh. Oh, anyways. Oh.
I didn't get it. What happened?
When I walked by you and Pete was filming, this was making tons of noises, and it sounded like
The pump going will just flush out all that.
it's not that funny, but oh my word. Oh, okay. I just thought, like, me walking by you, it sounded like.
I don't think anyone will think I was farting. Maybe.
I did not have gas. Here. How do you want to do it?
Dan, bring me a joiner and 2 clamps.
Is this the same? How come that one's blue? Or oh, it's red. Okay.
Red. Yeah, just bring me 1 and 2 clamps. I think we might have got. Yeah, it's 100 feet. So this joins to there. Perfect. So we have a screen on the end, obviously to keep out stones and rocks, but inside there's a valve, and every spring you want to make sure that it's freed up. It can get jammed, and this is when the pump turns on, the valve opens. So we make sure to free it up like this. So the valve opens when the pump turns on, and then it shuts right away, to keep the water from draining back out of the line, so you don't have to prime it every time. So that one's freed up nicely, so it's ready to go in the water. We also have a bucket with rocks tied to it and a floaty, so we can see where it is. So the floaty will kind of stay up, keep it from sinking right to the ground. The bucket will hold it in place, and we'll keep it in a place where boats aren't going to be going by.
Do you want me to start putting it in the water now, or wait till we're out there?
Just wait till you're out there. I think that's pretty good, yeah. How deep is it?
22 feet.
Okay. We'll put the valve on once it's full of water. That piece Dan can use. He's going to put water in his cabin eventually, so that won't be long enough, but it'll be a start. Okay, now we just got to prime this line all the way back to the valve, and they took the valve off, sunk it underwater to try to get as much water in the line as possible, and then they put it back on. So the priming process begins.
What also might happen is it sucks it into the line in the house for the full of air.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good. The prime is holding for now. It may unprime at some point, but this allows us to get the air out of the lines, get water all the way from the end of the pipe into the house. So right now I'd be filling the hot water tank, and we have a pressurized water tank in the attic. And when that fills, and the pressure's full in the house, it'll automatically turn off the pump. So step one, once that gets pressurized, is flush the system. So we'll do that next. So it didn't prime the first time. It usually takes us quite a few times to get the first initial prime of the year. But once it goes, it holds all summer. Wow. So you can hear the pump is running in the background and it's staying primed now. We had a bit of an issue. We didn't film it all, but for the last hour we've been priming and then repriming. It would lose its prime. And we pulled out a section of the line and realized it wasn't leaking. We thought at first it was a check valve, but the check valve was fine. It was leaking out of the hose, and we had this laying up here over the winter, and normally it gets buried in snow and the snowmobiles go by and it's okay, but this year wasn't that much snow, and you can see it's all torn up by a snowmobile going over it. And so when we dragged it out of the water came flying out of these holes. So that's why we were losing prime. So live and learn. Now we know. We're just going to cut a section of the damaged pipe off, but for now everything's running. I'm going to grab a hose here and test it. So at first we let the pressure build up in the house. It's got to fill the entire hot water tank as well as the reservoir upstairs, and then we're good to go. So to me that's good pressure. So that's awesome. We got water. Now we just got to heat it up, and then who gets the shower first? Mom gets the shower first.
I'm super excited to have running hot water again, or just even running water. It's something you never take for granted, that's for sure. But a nice shower, and then I'm looking forward to doing about 15 loads of laundry. So it's been over a month. It's a lot of laundry.
So we just tilted the solar panels into their summer position. In the winter we have them facing pretty much straight south because the sun comes up, doesn't go too high in January and February, and then it goes back down. So two reasons. One, that's the best way to catch sun in the winter, but also the snow falls right off of it. But now that snow is not likely an issue anymore, and the sun's every day it rises higher in the sky, we go perfectly level like that, and it just works incredibly well. It also looks good when they're flat like that. You can barely see them. Wow, this is good. Perfect day for this.
I missed cooking outside. Eh? We've been doing maple syrup, but cooking and eating outside, this was our area all last summer.
Wow, that's a lot lot of smoke though.
A lot of sun too. It's beautiful.
This is so summer-like.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The birds too is an amazing part of spring.
So I just remembered that I had made some guacamole, and it's probably the best I've ever made. And of course, I forgot to put it out for dinner. So we'll be having some chips tonight with some of this beautiful guacamole. It just happened to turn out perfect. So it's nice to see all the garlic that we planted last fall all coming up. So that's exciting. Spring is here.
Probably get really sappy, so.
Which way do you want to turn?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Whoa. Wow. 1, 2, 3. One more. 2, 3.
We're almost there, but
So we're not lifting the entire log. We'll do it one side at a time. So me and Dan will flip it a bit more.
okay.
You can help turn it, but don't lift it. 1, 2, 3.
I can't really turn it unless I'm lifting.
I think that gives you access. There you go. I think that gives you access to
Most of it.
what you need.
All right.
Turn it. So the lake is completely melted off now, and we're in spring mode. As you can see, we've had a bit of spring fever, and we're out there doing all kinds of chores. But it started raining today, and which is beautiful. April showers bring May flowers, as they say. So we really welcome the beautiful rain. But we thought we'd take a minute inside and do some route planning for our next big adventure. And I know a lot of you would say, if I was at a place like that at the cabin, I would never leave. But we're adventurers at heart, and we are always looking forward to our next big adventure. And believe it or not, we do miss our truck
A lot.
a lot.
Yes.
We had what, 3 or 4 months in it, and that was just to give us a taste of what we can do in that awesome machine. And so it's, as you know or may not know, it's in Colorado, getting a few little additions on it in preparation for our next big adventure, which will be a empty nest adventure, at least part of it. We're not sure if the boys or the kids will be joining us at some point, but they're busy with their own channels and all that exciting stuff, which makes us very happy to see. But Carol and I are probably going to go back to the truck in Colorado and then make the long and amazing journey up to Alaska.
Yeah, and we've never done the ferry.
Right.
So that's really exciting for me. And we've never like really just slowed down and soaked in like the scenery,
everything
that has to go with it. And like I've always wanted to like really learn how to fly fish or just fish in general and do some hikes and just spend time with Peter learning new skills, because moving forward I just would love to have that in my back pocket, that I could throw out a line, catch dinner, and have that confidence. And so now, I mean, we've always throughout the years, you know, we're always teaching the kids everything, and then, you know, what you kind of want to do goes on the back burner, and that's awesome because there's always different seasons for that. But now
that was an amazing chapter, and we did go to Alaska in 2016.
Right.
We were actually looking over some of the old footage, and it's hilarious. I mean, we filmed everything on my iPhone back when we first started and had a crack in the screen. So the footage isn't spectacular, but the memories are. And we drove up there with the motorhome actually all the way through across the Alaska Highway into Fairbanks, and then Anchorage and down to Seward in the Kenai Peninsula, and it was amazing. But we were moving pretty quick, like Carol was saying. So this time to return, now that we have a lot more experience, we were not scared of everything, but we were, you know, it was so new for us. So now we're seasoned travelers, I guess you could say, and we'll have a lot more ability to get into wild places and take our time. So
well, the exciting part is with an RV, as all of you know, it can get you to places, but it doesn't get you far or deep.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get off the pavement really.
Right. So yeah. I'm excited for that, and to just kind of haul on all those dirt highways, or the highways that are kind of just beat up from the winter. And we don't have to worry so much about everything shaking and things like that.
Yeah,
so
much more capable vehicle.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so in preparation for that, we're doing some route planning. And as you know, we use Onyx Offroad. And so we're going to put it up on our screen. The beauty is you can do it on a laptop or on your phone if you have the app, and project it to a bigger screen. So we're just going to sit here for a bit, do some route planning, and read up on what other people have plotted. The boys were in Alaska not that long ago with Clay on one of the XO expeditions, so they have a lot of awesome camp spots. So planning for the trip can be the beginning of the fun of a trip.
It's just as fun as going.
It's almost just as fun as going, for sure. Yeah.
We love using the Onyx Route Builder feature when planning our adventures. Any routes we build ahead of time can be saved and accessed when we get there. Another awesome feature is the Discovery tab, which allows us to do research ahead of time. Distance, elevation, difficulty rating, surface type, best times to go, photos, history, and activities to do along the way. Make sure to visit onyxmaps.com and apply the discount code EFRT, or click the link below to get 20% off. Start planning your next overland adventure today.